the monitor up. That one here. This one here. Actually, no. I need this. There we go. That should make it relatively easy to actually spot people. Alright. Now, I think we have everything going. Let's pop OBS about right here so I can see if things stop displaying. And let's take a quick look around the base. Make sure everything's actually looking alright here. Honestly, that's polymer. I do need some polymer. Unfortunately, that's probably going to have to wait. Yeah, we could actually make... Might actually go ahead and upgrade armor as well real quick. Might as well do that since we're going to do some tower bosses. Okay, so we have a minute to just sit and chat, because this is going to take a moment to actually get done. Alright. So, this is about the third stream that I've done for Palworld. What would be something that I would want people to take away from if they tune in to watch any of this? One, I'm not an expert gamer by any stretch of the imagination. I've been just playing games for a long time. I'm nearly 40, and my first memory of playing video games was back on an Atari, because that's what we had at my aunt's house. So, I've been playing video games for a very long time. It's more just experience than anything else. This is the first survival game that I've really put a decent amount of time into. If I can figure this out, there's no reason why anyone else can't. It's really not that hard of a game. There's some people that have min-maxed it to the point where they basically turn the fights into a joke. Like, if you go through and you follow any of the instructions that Pal Professor gives you, you will be able to make armies that will make light work of everything. And yeah, I boosted the experience rate to gain experience much faster. I'm still not capped out, and I do believe the speed runs for Palworld get to max level with no change in settings in like an hour. So it's not like I'm actually pushing any sort of timing boundary or anything along those ways. This is just a very casual playthrough. I've got the stuff set up back there to breed. I haven't made the first cake yet. I started to make them earlier and realized that my base was starving, so I had to cancel those out and actually make some berries really fast. I've only really just set up the stuff to actually keep my sanity in check for everyone on the base. Actually, did I put Shroomer out yet? Or was I planning on doing that before I shut down earlier and just didn't quite get around to it? Oh no, I haven't put him out yet at all. I've got one, but farming up a couple other things real fast. So, I guess once we make a refrigerator and can upgrade the base one more time, we'll do that. And one thing I do like to go into the settings and do is actually adjust it so I can have as many bases as I want. Because I like to set up bases in convenient places, or as I move into new resources, set up a base that can harvest that new resource. So, there's a lot of things you can do to make this an enjoyable experience. Don't feel like you have to actually stick with the base settings. Just tweak it to be what you want it to be and have fun with it. It's a fun game if you don't torture yourself. Or if that's your thing, torture yourself. Make it worse. You can make it harder. You can actually add multipliers in to make sanity deplete faster. There's all sorts of stuff you can do to actually make this game significantly more challenging. But you don't have to. That's one of the beautiful things about this one. You know, sometime or another I may need to jump into Ark and actually do like a casual playthrough of it, because I do believe you can do some tweaking of the settings in Ark in a similar way that you can in Palworld. On another note, I've actually thought about picking up either the Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2 remake. Well, not remake, they're re-releases. They're ports. There's no change to it. So let me go back and correct that. It's not a remake, it's a port. And just record me being very bad at an FPS, because it might be funny to put out death reels to show how I get to a .4 KD. Like an anti-pro FPS video. I don't know, that might be entertaining. Most of your compilations are people going in and winning. Might make people feel a little bit better to see someone just go in and get slaughtered over and over again. I can always just mute the sound so that you can't hear people screaming out racial epithets all the time. Although I would say they probably have heavily filtered that out this time around. I don't think they're going to just quietly ignore it anymore, at least. I also just think back in the day they just didn't really know how to handle it. They didn't have the monitoring software they do now. So let's just go throw the dog into... Oh, he's back there cutting up trees. Let's see. You know what, man? You're not too good for the other spot. And yes, I know you're on fire. There you go. Cool off those hemorrhoids. Get to feeling better. Because I don't feel like making medicine for you. Anyway, just enjoy Palworld. I'm significantly over-leveled for the tower I'm getting ready to do, but I've been saving it to do on stream because it'll make a good clip, to be honest. That's pretty much the only reason. The rest of the stuff I enjoy doing, I don't think it makes a very good video. Like, there's my partially started second floor, because I'm counting this first. The other level's a ground floor. Alright, and let's throw that on. Do we have enough stuff to make another piece of gear? Let's see. I don't know that we really need to. It's only going to be like a 30 defense increase. Oh well, the health boost would be decent. I don't need that for this particular fight, I don't think. Do I have a hip lantern yet? Nah, but that does sort of eliminate the need for a torch. Oh, we can do that real fast. Okay, cool. Well, let's get to work doing the next tower boss. What was that? Oh, it's probably carrying a flame organ. What am I doing? I need to throw something on that. Let's assign someone before we go out. See, this is what I do. I come into the game with a goal in mind, and then I just completely ignore it in order to mess around at my base. Of course, I'd argue that's a sign of how this is a good game. Okay, so we need to go over here. Well, actually, we could probably go right there. Let's see how this new charm works. I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a moment. What was that? That was... Oh, supply drop initiated. Boom. Let's see. Oh. That's useful. That's one reason why you should always do the supply drops. Give yourself all those nice little boosts. Oh, I don't have any food down there for some reason. It's not good for my pals. Let's see if they just chomp that all down. Yep. Well, we'll throw this down there as well. Anyone else look like you're probably going to need some food? Okay. Now, watering. I don't think I have anyone that has watering with me. Woo! What's that? Gullet effigy. Just because you're flying doesn't mean you can't use those. Actually saves you a little bit in stamina costs. Uh-oh. And... okay, not that bad. Let's see. Is there anything obvious down there? Well, whatever that is. Well, whatever. We'll come explore another time. We're not really doing effigies today. Ah, there we go. That's something to go grab. As long as I don't drop myself into a ravine. Accidentally. Because that right there. I don't know what it is, but I want it. And that is how you play this game. Probably an egg. Well, that is an egg. That is not. And it's useful either way. What are you up to, Gunner? Hello, Piran. Or Pyron. I'm assuming it's meant to be pie, since pyre, fire, that type of connection. What's that? Ah, that is none of my business. That's, well, something that I'm supposed to be going for, but not the thing. You know what? I need to focus on this. Okay. Well, that was a mistake. Followed the wrong objective marker. I just don't want to go challenge the tower without getting everything ready first. Because there's actually a story now. Let's see if I just slide all the way down the hill. Nope. Thankfully. While we're up here, we might as well come up here and see if there's anything. I don't think there is this time around. There's so many more things to do than what there used to be. In a good way. Like, so many more things to collect that actually have an impact on the game. Anyone playing through 1.0 with a fresh start and telling you that there's not differences, they're either being deliberately ignorant or they're not actually playing from a fresh start for the first time. The core is basically the same. I don't know why people would expect that the core of the game is going to change from pre-release to release, at least given how close the last patch was before they went 1.0. But, that being said, there are plenty of differences. One of the biggest ones being, like I said, how many different little activities are. All these little towers that you can collect. The ones that actually reveal the map as you go. They're actually being a story. It's a very complete experience now, whereas before it really did... You could tell there were things that weren't there, that should be. The way they've rearranged the talents, all that sort of stuff. Everything has adjusted for the better with 1.0, to the point where if you haven't played it in a long time, it's worth booting it back up and just seeing what's going on. You know, let's give this a shot real quick. Not been doing super well with the fishing. Probably would help if I'd actually take the time to try to make some better fishing equipment. This is one of the most hard fishing minigames I have ever played in any game ever. I don't know why they made it like this, but it's infuriating, especially when you start going after the good stuff. Like, it's so random, and it has no mercy. Like, you would think the longer you've got them on the line, they could at least have some sort of mechanic where they start getting wore out and just staying still for longer periods of time. Come on. There we go. Yeah, we're just going to talk to him. That would be nice, an exhaustion mechanic that if it's taking you a while, it at least wears them out. Alright.
Yep.
Now it's back to the town. Attempting to suicide bomb my way there. But by that I mean my character in game, in case there's some sort of algorithm getting ready to give me some sort of self-help guidance. I guess this is the point of the game where if you haven't picked up a flying mount yet, it would be guiding you to this area because there's van worms all over the place and you can get a saddle for them that'll let you fly. Flying is one of those things that as soon as you get it, it lets you cheese a whole bunch of stuff about the game. Like, once you get a flying mount, as long as it's one that can float, because there's a couple that sink in the water if you try to hover over it, you can come down here, fly up to the top of the Fabrake Tower, and it will teleport you over in this spot, I believe. Yeah, right here. And this whole area, if you fly around and pick up the salvage spots and whatnot, you can get the best PAL spheres in the game that you normally wouldn't be able to produce until basically the end game. And you take this little portal over here, that gets you to where Jet Dragon is. Or Jet Dragon. I still call it Jet Dragon. It just feels better to say it that way. And with the spheres you get in this area, you don't even have to do the trick where you build a fire underneath him, but you can. You can sit there and wait till he goes to sleep at night. Build a fire underneath him. As soon as you see the flame debuff applied to him, deconstruct the fire. Once the flame debuff wears off, do it again. And just let his health get down real low, and then hit him with one of those, it's like the ancient sphere, and you probably will catch him. Although if you can get about 4 or 5 of them, I think 7 is what I saw someone actually work the math out to one time, like the minimum that you need to basically guarantee the catch. Get about 7 of them, and you can have one of the most powerful pals in the game right from the beginning. Well, level 17 is, I think, the first point where you can make a saddle for something that doesn't drown. No. 15 maybe? R socks. Okay, well, I don't have that. I'm pretty sure there's a pal right there that can fly. Although, you can also just... Doesn't necessarily make it easier, but Hell Zephyr is not that hard to find, and he flies significantly faster than that lower level one. That's the only thing you're going to really be in for. If you get that really low level flying mount, it's slow. And it's going to take you a while to venture down there, so I'd recommend unlocking the fast travel points as you go to, because at level 15 everything will one-shot you. Alright, so now we need to go to the tower. I think there's also a statue here that you can use, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Okay, can you not use this statue? Ah, you used to be able to use it. Oop, don't really want to be... Okay, there we go. Nope, stop that. And we'll save us a little bit of time. Hop up here. We're going to use Chill It to fight this guy. This seems riskier to me. Okay, there we go. If the fact that I haven't assigned my points from leveling bothers you, it's just with boosted XP, you level up so fast, you kind of start ignoring it. You know, let's do work speed for a little while. Just because I'm getting to a point where my base stats really, the investments in them don't matter all that much now. Alright, so let's plan our route up. We're going to climb the volcano, go up that side or go up this side. Guess we'll try going over here because it looks like there's a wind current right there. So we just came up here just a bit too early. Ooh.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
I only want one of those to be able to make the ice version. Uh-oh. Huh. Dungeon? Not right now. That's one nice thing about the geometry to this. It's sharp enough that you can get stuck on stuff and still climb. They actually did a pretty good job, mate, keeping the world explorable. Then in the end game, you get jet dragon. And can fly basically anywhere without stopping. Just because he's so fast. Of course, you want to understand there's another dragon that's actually equally as fast. Now, at least. What's this? What's this? What's this? ADD. Huh. That is interesting. Alright, warning, there will be a cinematic, so don't watch if you don't want to be spoiled. Even if it's just a minor cinematic. Still confuses me as to why this guy has the pal that he does and is the boss of the fire tower. Because not a fire pal. It's a lightning and dragon pal. Which means we need ice. Oh.
Yep.
That's not good. I got Fellbat out of an egg. If you can rotate through your pals during a fight, that's one of the best things you can do, because it will let their cooldowns come off and they can pop in, use their main attacks, and then continue. You just rotate through them, let them pop off their big attacks, put them up, then they don't die. I really probably should have been rotating a little bit more between Chillette and Felbat. I still don't understand why they took the little flight points off the top of these places. Fast travel activated. I was just curious because I'd heard that it actually gives you a bit of a reduction in damage when you first come in on those towers. That doesn't seem to be true.
What?
Alright. So now we go to this area. Oh yeah, that's right. That's probably that desert town. So we'll take that little portal and do some flying. Oh yeah, by the way, one accessory that I basically made a beeline towards making was this, because it gives you heat resistance level 3 and cold resistance level 3. By default. Added on, it can bump your heat and cold resistance up so far that it's never a problem. But that's not what I've done. Like, that's why you have the hot and cold armors. You need them for the most extreme heat areas, but for most of the early areas, which is pretty much what I'm doing right now because it's just going to be the third tower, you don't really need to have maximum hot and cold resistance. And I'm not 100% certain you ever actually need it. Then again, that could also be one of those things they've reworked, so I don't know. And I also, by the way, I turned down incubation time on the eggs because I just found it irritating waiting for them to hatch. I like instant gratification. Goodness. Grab that. Put it in here. And throw it up here. We're trying to get our way to the point where salads will be the main thing that we cook. Because they're very good for sanity build up. We need some more refined ingots, so we may run to the other base real fast. Yep. Drop this one in my book locker. Medicine can go in there. By the way, you don't have to hold on to recipes anymore to actually produce them. Alright, we're good to go. Let's go grab some coal from the other base real fast, so we can start refined ingots up again. That guy's really cool. He came out of an egg as well. Oh, wow. Look, I played for a long time before 1.0 came out. I'm still in the habit that when I'm in the base of walking up to the PAL box to travel. You know what? Might as well. And now, let's go see about this tower. For sure this guy's fine.
Yeah. Yep.
At least I think he is. Double check on my reference website, which is the PAL Professor's website. If you haven't checked it out, highly recommend it. Everything he makes for this game is fantastic. Okay, so that was Tower 3 we did. Now we need to do Marcus and Phalaris. Definitely not going in with an optimal team by any stretch of the imagination. We'll have to set up a desert base at some point. Why? Because we need at least a little bit of hardwood. We'll go grab that tower. That's another good flying mount. What if we can skip all the story quests and just go challenge the tower boss? I don't think we can. Anymore, at least. No, that was an option back in the day, but I don't think that's an option now. And my cat just scared me. Forgot he was down here. Suddenly just felt something furry around my legs. Well, I mean, come on now.
Yeah. Oh.
And yeah, let's go get that marker first, and then we'll go get the tower. More likely to forget where that the marker is than I am to forget where the oh god. Kitty, don't start trying to turn the computer off. Whoop. I forgot to get food for him. When we get this little portal up here, we'll teleport to one of the bases and grab some food. Just stick with me, guys. You'll be okay. Food's not that important. You're digital. Food production's primarily down here. You don't have to worry about sanity with your actual team. Let's see. Probably start out with Chillet. So let's try to throw some levels at him. We'll eventually replace Chillet with um, Frost Stallion. Hello. How are you tonight? You'll have to forgive me if I don't notice if you're talking in chat really quickly, because I've got one screen down here with the game and then the chat screen's up there, so I have to actually look up to check it, and sometimes I zone in and forget.
Yeah. Yep.
One of the thirst trap pals. Oh, what's that one?
What?
And we're just going on. If it doesn't catch it, I don't care. And that's how it works. This one here, is that what you're talking about? Like the quest for the fire tower, or are you talking about getting this stuff open? Okay, getting down to here just takes time. And because of the fact that you can actually get killed like that, there's one of two things you could do. You could either turn off the death drops, like I have, because I find death penalties to be really annoying. Actually, let me fly up in the air so nothing surprises me. Or you can just empty your bags out and basically look at it like a corpse run. And what you'll do is, instead of just making a beeline straight for the bottom, you'll actually go, like, your initial base is probably going to be in this area somewhere, and you'll just hop from flight point to flight point. Like, I would say work your way down from the small settlement, work your way around until you get to the little sea breeze coast area here. This area is going to be hot, so if you don't have any tropical clothes, that would be a place where you might want to have some of the heat resistant armor. But you can go straight from this to that, pick that one up, warp back until your health and stuff is good again, and then go straight from there to there. And that's going to be Fisherman's Point, which is another village. And that village, you can go over to the Terraria Island and then come down along the coast here, and you'll just try to go from quick travel point to quick travel point until you manage to hit this spot down here. One thing to be aware of, though, is this, I believe it's this stretch, although it could be this stretch. One of the two of them has higher temperatures. Now, the way the ocean works, though, you can kind of go out into the water a little bit and mitigate that. But yet again, as long as you've put a few points into like your health, because the first couple points should go into your health, you should have enough health that even if your shields get burned down, to make it from one checkpoint to the next. Then by the way, the other difficult thing about going around in this area is you don't want to be flying off the ground, because there's missile turrets, and you're not going to be nearly high enough level if you're doing a low level run down here to go destroy the turrets so that you can actually free fly in the area. So you need to be on the ground. But the reason why you want flying mounts is because they don't sink into the water and drown. And when you get down to this spot, you'll need a flying mount. Because what you're going to do from here, there's not nearly the same level of turrets down here. Like, as long as you're coming to the tower from the back, nothing's going to shoot your flying mount down. So you can actually get to the top of the tower there pretty easily and then teleport over here. Oh. Awesome. Sorry, I think I had something blocking the rest of the screen. Yeah, no. This area, all you got to do, like the main quest for the new flying area, is just to go around and take down some towers. Like Jet Dragon is down here now instead of being up here like it was. And going through, there's just little defensive lasers, like little blue light beams that you'll see popping up, and you go through and disable those, and then that gets rid of the thing blocking off that tower. And then once you beat that tower, you have to go to, I think it's this island right here, to get the quest for the new legendary. And then I believe once you have him and you have all the towers beaten is how you get into the world tree, which I think is right over here. I've played around a little bit on my max level character, but I mostly just decided to spend time restarting. So yeah, these quests not that hard. The tower not terrible. If you're 65, by the time you get through doing this stuff, you could have a couple levels ground up, and it shouldn't be too bad to beat that one. So relatively easy to finish that setup and then get into the world tree. And then the world tree, the only real negative with it is you can't actually build a base there. I kind of get the idea behind why they want an area that you can't have a base in, and it's because the bases probably neuter the area in terms of challenge and whatnot a little bit. It also lets them make the area a little bit more unique, but there's some cool sections there that would be nice to have a base. So, I don't know. Maybe at some point they'll patch that in, or give us an update for it. They've been pretty generous with content. Granted, it was in early access, but realistically, there's a bunch of points where they could have went ahead and launched it. Yeah, probably. Especially if you actually go in and play it with any sort of amount of strategy. Like, I'm going around and just trying to catch towers up because I got so distracted doing base building that I didn't do any of the towers. So my whole mission tonight has really just been to try to catch up my story progress with my level progress. I like this market. It's not as convenient to... Oh, wait. There is... Yeah, I need to hop on him and go tap that real quick. That way I can actually get back here quickly. Of all the little towns in the game, I actually think this one's one of the cooler ones. Of course, for a long time, the only places that you really had to go were the small village, the Fisherman's Archipelago, and this place. And that was pretty much all you were going to find. I hear my son waking up. Let's see if Mom gets him, if it's going to be my turn. Not my mom, his mom, my wife. Let's sell. Do I have anything else to sell? No. Ah, ice organs. That'll be handy. You know, I've never really noticed the little ditty that plays when you first talk to those guys.
Yup.
Huh. Ooh. Whoop. Nope. Don't need you, chill it. I'm glad he was good and chill and waited for me to notice him before attacking. What is that? Yeah, it's a cool looking one. There's no one of those turtle guys.
Yep.
No! That's what I get for not appropriately turning his settings. Oh! I wonder if I should probably catch her from a base. Alrighty.
Yeah.
No, he's just a breeder and making an alpha out of her. Those little guys are irritating. Well, that's Pretty brutal, actually. Well, that's definitely an interesting thing to say. I really need to throw a watering one into the party. Actually, while I'm here, fly up here and grab that tower, or grab a quick travel point. That way we don't have to actually walk all the way back, or fly all the way back in this case. I wonder if it'll tell me I have to come back. You know what? Let's try. See, now it makes sense that he has money. Because he's a pusher. We'll just pop him out for the fun of it for a moment. Or does he not have anything he can do for me? That wasn't too bad. Ah, it just clears out that quest. Okay. Well, it's good to know. So I need to actually do the quests before doing the tower, or I don't have a chance to do the quests. I do believe that'll be all we end up doing for tonight, though. I can afford to stay up a little bit late, but a little difficult to be up too late with children. Alright, well, let's distribute this real quick. Might as well. Alright, thanks everyone for stopping by. Probably be another stream in a day or two, because I'm not sure I have enough time to actually sit down right now and make any videos for the next week or so. So probably have to settle for live streams. Anyway, have a good night, thanks for watching, and hope you enjoy.